Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey. What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On hot7025fm.com.
Yo. Let me put my head on. Let me put my microphone on. Let me put my headphones right. Yeah. We opening up to some upstate New York rappers. I like them a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's a couple of them. This is two of them.
Who that?
Benny the Butcher.
Ooh, Buffalo's cold.
Exactly. And Spess, Rochester's coldest.
Okay.
It's called Center Stage. Hey, off their new joint.
Yeah.
What is it called? Bullets and Knives? Bullets and, let me see what it's called. Let me get it right. Come on.
Up on Sash, but you know, I'm up on Buffalo's Benny the Butcher.
Yes, Spess and Benny, they two of my favorite. They my two favorites from upstate New York. You know,
Okay.
like these two. And then I like the chick, her name Tay Nora. I'm gonna play her next.
Okay.
It's called Center Stage. It's called Bullets and Not Guns. We in the building.
Yeah, man.
It's a beautiful day. Boss lady Sazed,
Yes,
or she hit the trees, whichever one.
Both. I'm a hit D, all of the above. And then like, man, they working on this play. Got me stressed out over this thing. That's why she was like ETA. She hit us with the ETA to see how much time she had to sage this thing down. That's what it was.
Yes, sir. All right, we're about to introduce it in about 6 more bars. Let Benny start.
Oh man, I remember when I first learned how to count bars. Somebody was like, "All you do is just be like 1, 2, 3, 1," and I was like, "That's it."
Yeah,
I gotta do
that's the
16
rhythm of music
I
right
gotta
there,
do
boom.
16 of those. I
Yeah.
got you. Say less. Because I used to have flows that be like 6 minutes long for the first verse.
You was like game. You was like, I'm just rapping.
I'm just rapping.
That's most rappers though. They ain't most rappers get no bars until somebody else
Until somebody explained it to him, and I like the structure better though, because it makes the storytelling
Yeah.
ability better.
Hey, Benny, we just let him rock for about 2 bars.
Speaking of storytelling, right? You know what I mean? Because he tells stories, man. That's one thing about the Butcher. He'll tell you,
Exactly.
break it down. They said I turned Buff into a hub. They labeled me a kingpin. Oh man!
All right, let's get this thing started.
Here we go.
In the house. Yeah, welcome to Undrafted All-Stars. I got a yellow screen, but that's because it's not live. We coming to y'all on a Wednesday just to let y'all know, because we ain't finna be at the playoffs where y'all gonna see this on. We're gonna be 3 days behind.
What
So
you
we
said?
talking about up-to-date playoffs, y'all.
Yeah, man.
We talking about up-to-date. So
Which-
don't be on the group chat talking about, y'all niggas ain't talking about games 4.
Right.
That's because it ain't game 4 yet.
It ain't.
Game.
I wish I had that Back to the Future almanac. Remember?
Me too.
Oh man, he went back and he grabbed that almanac and he told what was his name? Biff. Biff got rich off that almanac.
All right, so we're going to introduce this thing. It's Q Mecca, 2 Techs Up, Undrafted All-Star C4, and Sugar Doses had to take care of some business. So my main man, I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's great. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
He was the best broadcaster outside of myself.
What you
for
said.
sports? What's your name, brother?
360 the Poet. That's THAPOET. Make sure y'all spell it right because it stands for something. Tenacity, heart, and attitude present opportunities every time. That's
Ooh,
it, baby.
that boy got what's that called? When you got what is it? I forgot what it's called.
Gab.
You got that. Well, we in the building. It's a beautiful day. We finna get into these sports. We finna talk sports. Finna talk some life.
Yeah, we
finna
are.
make jokes.
Yeah, we are.
Finna laugh.
Yeah, we are.
I ain't crying, but you could cry if you want to.
Maybe laugh till I cry.
Okay, laughter cry.
Knee slapping, gut busting laughter.
Yeah,
always
the best kind. That's the best kind of laughter. All right, we're gonna start it off with Ward. We talked about it a little bit on the way up the stairs.
Oh, you talking about Coach of the Year?
Yes,
huh?
Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year went to what's his name?
What's
Kenny
from
Kenny
Cleveland?
Atkinson.
Cleveland.
My God, thank you, Kenny.
Kenny,
You bastard.
Kenny Atkinson.
Kenny Atkinson. Yeah.
Coach of the Year. What is your thoughts on that 360?
I think he did a Steve Kerr.
He appropriated.
Only reason I say that because
Gentrified.
he took over BJ Bickerstaff's same squad,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, the
He
team.
didn't add
Same
any
team,
pieces,
yeah.
really, anything like that. He did the Curtis Jackson, and
Right.
then BJ went and turned a whole bum-ass team, the Detroit Pistons.
Who
You
been
ain't
trash since at least
since
08,
08, 09, like
yeah.
at least early 0 something.
16 years.
Right,
16, 17
years they've been trashed, and now he turned this team all the way around to not get into a play-in, but got into playoffs. Like I think, and he got second in the Coach of the Year balloting.
Right.
I think he was robbed.
So
just because Kenny and them had the best record in the East, which means their record was better than BJ
Right.
and them.
Exactly.
But I don't know, man.
It wasn't that big of a Cleveland. I think they had the second best record in the East last year.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
So they went from the second to the first, which is a jump, and it's to be credited.
Yes, it is.
But that Detroit jump was like I think it was the biggest jump. I think they said
in history.
they won like 22 games last year. They won 44 something this year.
I think
Or
they won like 18. I don't even think they won 20.
they might have won 17. As a matter
they
of
was
fact,
under
14,
20. Yeah, they were
So,
under 20 wins.
I agree I see your point. At first, I was going to give Kenny the props because he did have their record was unbelievable.
It was.
But your point is well taken, and I agree with it.
Because the turnaround ratio.
turnaround is
just
great.
look at that. The flip
And
on that, you know?
The Detroit they took New York to the brink.
I think what hurt them and broke them the most is when they didn't get that foul called
Yeah,
where they
on
could have won that with game
five.
3, like game 3, I think, because it was because they came back and won the next game. But if they would have won that game, they would have had the advantage over New York and Big Body Brunson them.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
I agree with that. Shout out to Bickerstaff because he did a great job.
Oh yeah, he did.
Shout out to Kenny Atkinson too
Yeah.
for winning an award. We ain't no haters. We just trying to call it how we see it. We ain't telling the truth on here on Undrafted All-Stars. Way bigger than sports. We tell the truth. We ain't paid to cover nothing up.
Nope.
And we ain't paid to not say nothing.
Nope.
We telling the truth about how we see it. We calling it how we see it.
If the truth hurts, say out.
Right. So congratulations to Kenny Atkinson. You did a good job, but me and 360 think BJ Bickerstaff.
Bickerstaff.
That's a weird name. That's a slave master, man. Bickerstaff.
Definitely. Definitely had.
All right, so that's
paperwork
enough on
underneath
that.
one.
All right, now we're gonna go into this. Shook sent this one. He said we should talk about it.
What that is?
He said y'all should talk about Shedeur Sanders having the highest completion rate of all time in college.
But he didn't.
And I'm like, "Are you sure that's what he had?" And then he sent me the numbers. Hold on, let me he sent me the proof.
Mm-mm.
Let me go to it. Where it's at? Wow, right here. All right, boom. All right, so he said, NCAA history percentage. Shedeur. All right, we're gonna go from 10. Case Keenum at 69%. Brandon Whedon, we know these names, but they ain't even do nothing in the league. 69.5%. Will Rogers at 69.5%. Grayson McCall at 69.6%. Graham Harrell at 69.8%. Kellen Moore at 69.9%. Colt McCoy from Texas at 70.3%. And Colt Brennan from I forgot where, at 70.4, and then Shedeur Sanders, number 1, 71.8.
And that's overall in his career.
That's career. That's not for this season. You're right. It's career.
It's not for the season. It's for the career. Because and the thing about that is, I will give him that, but those numbers are a little skewed in regards to career numbers versus like yearly numbers. Because don't get me wrong, Shedeur's top 10 in a year. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked it up too. I got my numbers together because his 1 year, this in 2023, he was 74% completion ratio. But in that same year, the number 1 for a single year completion ratio, that exact same year for Oregon, Bo Nix put up 77.45% in that year.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
so it's
like,
you know what I'm saying? So only reason I say that because the numbers at Jackson State, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the same thing that Cam Ward hit on when they was working out together. He said if all my passes were check downs and bubble screens, my percentage would be like 90. He said that to him while they were working out together.
I like it, but I might be a little bit of hate.
If the truth hurts, say ouch. If the truth hurts, say ouch. He said that's the same thing they did at Ohio State.
I remember he did say that, though. And that is a good point.
And not saying Shedeur don't throw the ball down the field because he can put it on a rope down the field. I'm not knocking Two Sanders.
But, all right, in that same vein that you say that, because this is interesting to me. Because Tom Brady, later in his career, the last few years, and a little bit earlier, was check down king. And to me, so we don't want to discredit check down, because if it ain't there, if the yardage ain't there, then you check down to not throw a pick or to not to get a completion, get something out of it. So we don't want to make it seem like checking down is a bad thing.
No.
I look at it, if I was Shedeur, my rebut to that would have been, well, if I was in Miami, I would have had top-notch wide receivers and organization, so maybe I wouldn't have to check down to much either.
But then
offensive line.
But then he would have been ishing on his own receivers. He would have been ishing on his own receivers.
And one of them won Heisman.
One of them won Heisman and win number 2 in the draft.
That's true.
And win number 2 in the draft.
But it's still a good argument.
And it is. And
it's a credit to Shedeur. And just overall, I think he's going to be I think his intangibles, his talent, he's not the most talented quarterback, but neither was Joe Montana or Steve Young or Drew Brees. There's a lot of them. So I think to me, this is where, tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
I remember when Brett Favre, in the 90s, Brett Favre was there, right? We had Steve Young, right? And after Steve Young got a little older, we drafted a quarterback. His name was Jake Drunken something.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, he got an arm. He reminds us, everybody was talking about his arm strength. Brett Favre.
Oh, my goodness.
So we drafted him. He was trash. Let them know he played 1 year maybe. But a lot of the pundits and sports analysts put a lot on height and arm strength. So I'm going to just use somebody, and I like this kid, but I got to be honest. Justin Herbert.
Okay.
6'7", strong arm and everything.
Yeah.
What has he done?
Nothing. I still wish the Dolphins would have got him over Tua, though.
I agree with that, because I think he's good. Don't get me wrong. And I think he got the right coach now, so he's going to do more.
He's going
to do more. But just arm strength and talent alone, or height and arm strength alone, don't make you great, y'all.
It sure don't, because look at Ryan Leaf.
Exactly.
Look at Ryan Leaf.
Jamarcus Russell.
We can go all day long with height and arm strength.
I'm a big proponent, because I'm a 49er fan, just because y'all know. Our 2 quarterbacks probably have the weakest arms of all the greatest quartbacks.
Montana and
Young, yeah. But they were accurate. They made good decisions. They were leaders. They had poise. So to me, I think Shedeur intangibles, match those. And if you get with the right organization, and I don't know if Cleveland is the right organization, but I think he'll have a successful career as a quarterback in the NFL. What are your thoughts on what I just said?
I truly, because let's rewind a little bit. Now, the check down, to be able to check down lets me know that your intelligence as a quarterback is up. It's decision making, because you're not only, you've gone through your progression.
Exactly. You
know what I mean? Your check down is like the 4th person you look at.
Yeah.
You got 3 other options that you're looking at that's on this play, You know, and in your check
and you
down
got a
is your
first option that you're supposed to look at first.
At first.
So then,
and if you look that off and they still not open, so it's Travis Hunter, for instance.
Exactly.
You look Travis Hunter, he ain't open.
Right.
Lil Horn ain't open. Lil number 10, the returner, he not open.
Right.
So now you got to hit the running back out the backfield.
Exactly.
So I'm not knocking that bubble screen check down. So let me preface this statement or my agreement with you. Get some clarity on that. I believe the check down, to be able to do that, it takes intelligence, patience, and poise in the pocket. Because he wasn't a running quarterback. He stayed in that pocket, yo. He throws from the pocket. And that was a knock on a lot of other quarterbacks because they get outside of it. And now in the league, you run it outside with faster, stronger, more ability. Defensive ends, that's Javon Kearshus and stuff like that, right? So now with him being able to do it from the pocket, with his intangibles, I believe his career will extend way further than what people are projected it as of right now. You know what I mean? Because what they did, I think this was a whole setup. Because if he had all these things, if he won Big 12 Player of the Year, if he won, Offensive Player of the Year in the same league that this Heisman winning receiver/DB was in, he won the Offensive Player of the Year, right? He did all these things, had this high percentage completion. They talked about it all throughout the preseason.
He had the hype and the marketing for sure.
And the reason that I believe they did that, it was a purposeful thing. They threw him up in the air so the teams around him, because they knew people around him wasn't thinking about taking him just because of what baggage they thought it brought with.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But like, and I still don't understand that. If you don't want Deion involved, why would you not want a winner involved? And that's my thing. Winners win.
That
losers
says something
lose.
that's deeper than
That's deeper.
winning.
It's
deeper than winning.
You don't
in
want
football,
him associated with it
because
you think that that's going to tarnish you in some way. How?
Exactly.
The man don't even cuss.
And it uplifts you.
He don't cuss. He's never had a scandal. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even his life, as far as his relationships, been in the public, and even though they even had some breakups, they ain't been bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They ain't been scandalous.
They ain't been scandalous. Let's say they ain't been scandalous like that. So as a person character, why would you not want that? So that lets me know
he's a winner.
Yes. So I think that the best thing that could happen to Shedeur is to get released and cut from Cleveland unless somebody where he's really going to be able to flourish and grow in that process.
I agree with that 100%.
I don't think he's ready to start in the league.
I agree with that too.
I really don't. I like.
And the crazy part is he might start over the people that's in Cleveland, but I agree with you. He shouldn't start
because it's
putting him in it's setting him up for failure. Exactly. I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Gracias.
Now we're gonna move on to these playoffs.
Oh, playoffs.
So, to date, we didn't seen James Harden. We're going to talk about James because James Harden is an interesting player to me, right? I was just having a conversation with my homeboys a couple days ago. Who's better, Melo or James Harden, right? And I was rolling with James Harden. I said I roll with James Harden, even though they the same to me. They both don't play defense, and they both stop the ball and play a type of basketball style that I don't think you will win a championship with. I think that's why I compared them. Okay. And they both don't have no championship hardware. James Harden got MVP, if you want to give him that, but they don't play defense to me. So I took James Harden, but then I forgot until I was reminded Game 7 Denver Nuggets versus Clippers. James Harden had 8 points. 7 points, something like that.
Name me one Game 7 James Harden is balled out.
It's not none. I did the history.
They don't
in 2012 when he was young with
Oklahoma
City. Didn't do nothing. Didn't show up then. 4 for 16. Hey, I got the numbers. I got them. I put them in there because I was like, bro, this is James Harden for Game 7.
And see, the thing about Carmelo, he played defense against the people he wanted to play defense.
So that means it was just an effort thing.
You know what I'm saying? It was an effort thing with him.
Yeah.
James Harden don't play defense at all.
James Harden just watch you.
Oh, he's an old lay.
This is James Harden since 2012. Game 7. Or elimination game. So it could be Game 6 because they about to get eliminated. He was in 2012, 2 for 10. Games 4 and Game 5. Game 2013, 4 for 12 with 10 turnovers.
30%.
Game 15, he got benched because he was 5 for 20. And they came back and won once he got on the bench. Once they benched him, that was the Rockets. They came back and won and then lost in the next game to the Golden State. 2015, 4 for 16. 2016, 4 for 15. 2020, 4 for 22.
See?
2022, 4 for 9 elimination game.
All single digit.
2024, 4 for 16. 2000 last year, 2 for 12 in elimination game. This year,
12.
2 for 8. So my boy, we had a debate with Suge and Nate. Suge said James Harden is a choker. I said a choker is when you do something good and then you get to the moment and you don't do it as good no more. He's been consistently what this is. I say so to me he didn't choke. He just is showing us that he's not a winner and he don't show up for big games. He never showed up for big games and then not showed up. So where he showed up and like I'm balling out. And then one game he like LeBron did with Dallas.
Yeah.
Like to me, LeBron choked against Dallas. But he went on to win games after that and before that in previous rounds, right? Like against the Pistons, he scored 25 straight. I remember.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
So to me, James Harden is just what he is, and what he is not the answer if the question is, can you win a championship with him? What are your thoughts on that?
I call James Harden, first of all, it's 222 right now, angel number. I always got to give props when I see those. But one word for James Harden. I call him quicksand. And the reason I call him quicksand is because people grab him like for like it's stable ground. They grab him to be on stable ground, and it's an illusion. It's a mirage. He went to Houston. It looked like it was the best thing since sliced bread. He went to, didn't he go to Philadelphia too? He went to Philly. Yep. Looked like it was a great move. Brooklyn. Looked like it was awesome. Part of another big three.
Yeah.
He goes to Clippers. Oh my goodness, he's with Kawhi. Mr. I don't know why he's never on the court, Leonard, but he goes there with him, and you know what I mean. And then they have Paul George too. That's what I'm saying. They have Paul George too.
Yeah, all those.
So all these look like stable.
He had people. He had Durant and Kyrie.
He's always got somebody.
He always had people.
He's always got somebody
Chris
else.
Paul in Houston. And then they ran him out. Every place he went, he either ran somebody out or he wanted to leave after
not getting his way. And that's why I call, because they grab him looking like it's going to put their team on stable ground. But once he gets there, they start to sink.
Yeah,
that's why I call him quicksand.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he always, when it comes down to it, again, he's not a choker. He's a consistent failure of the moment.
A consistent non-show
a consistent
big game.
absentee. He's an absentee ballot when it comes to big.
The crazy part is Game 6. He had 28. Game 6 this year, 28 and 8. Game 7, 2 for 8.
I guess he's keeping his numerology together.
He looked disengaged, bro. He's like I got to keep my streak of single digits makes in every big game,
every closeout.
So.
Wow.
So how does that make? So one of my good friends, shout out to you, boy, Demetrius Hutter. He think James Harden is the third best shooting guard of all time. So then behind Kobe and Jordan. I argue that ain't no way you could put a guy that's a consistently non-show-upper in big games as number 3. To me, you can't put him in front of.
He put him over Allen Iverson?
Allen Iverson and Dwayne Wade.
And
Jerry West.
And Reggie Miller?
Yeah. I'm going to name about Klay Thompson.
I can name 1,000 more better than James Harden as a shooter.
Look, I'm not going to disrespect him too much. He's not top 5.
He's not top 10.
Oh, well, you going wild.
He's not top 10 shooting guard of all time because his numbers don't agree with it. His percentages, he puts up 1 million shots.
Right.
He doesn't make 1 million.
Right. And I would say his impact doesn't warrant it.
He's had 2
I would say
years.
his numbers look good because on the surface, numbers look good. Like, people don't understand. Numbers could mislead you.
Yes.
They can be inaccurate. They could trick you. His numbers look good. But in I look for impact. Impact is more important. So you look at his impact and you're like, oh, he doesn't show up. Oh, he's not a good leader. They waited 3 hours for him to make the plane ride so they could make their trip. And he just didn't care about nobody else's time. Just they wait for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm the best player.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
to me, that's Houston's fault though, because they should have said, no, we leaving you, and if you ain't on the plane, we finding you, and we finna trade you.
Yeah.
That's what they should have told him.
They should have.
As soon as he did that. But if you create an environment where somebody who think somebody become somebody you cater to, then entitlement begets that. It's coming after that.
It's inevitable.
So to me, we gotta hold everybody accountable in the sense of, hey, do your part, do what you say you're gonna do, be courteous, be kind, be decent. If you ain't that, I don't want you on my team.
That part.
Because look at say I'm James Harden, y'all the team, y'all waiting for me 3 hours, y'all on time.
We on time.
You looking like, oh, they treat him like this, and he ain't won nothing. He ain't even won nothing.
Not a damn
thing. You came with 4 championships, and now you were like, okay, I'm over here.
No,
you ain't even won nothing.
He's Charles Barkley out in this
thing. It creates resentment with the teammates, and that's why he always want to leave. And he didn't even show up to after this 2 for 8 game. He didn't show up to speak. He spoke when he had the 28 game 6. He didn't show up to speak. He still ain't spoke. We ain't seen him. He might be at the club with little baby giving purses out. Whatever you do, honey buns, whatever they call it.
Oh my
whatever young people do and call. But from that point on, James Harden, I'm looking at you like I don't want to talk about you in basketball no more. I don't care what you do next year. I don't care if you have a triple-double.
And the thing about it is, he's one of those players. Yes, he had a moment in the sun. But now, do you ever know exactly what team he's on?
You never know.
You know, be like, where James Harden at now?
It's been 15, 17 years of this.
That's what I'm saying.
Been on 5 different teams.
Inconsistent. Like, yo, hop around like you for them streets.
Yeah.
You for them streets out there.
You switch up your team too much.
Yeah,
and to the late great philosopher
Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, you switching up the players on your team too much.
You switch up too much.
Right.
So that's enough of him. So obviously, Denver won that series with the Clippers. Ladies and gentlemen, in 7 games, they blew him out. James Harden didn't show up. Kawhi struggled.
Yeah, he did.
Joker and Jamal are winners, champions. The other series that was played was the Pacers and the Milwaukee. We ain't gonna talk about that one too much. The Pacers won and it was easy.
But shoot, if you want to talk about the Pacers, let's talk about what they're doing right now.
The second round, let's get on this second round. We're on the second round because all these second round games are gonna be great,
and they all have been upset.
Every underdog has won.
Underdog has won
on
game
the other
one.
Team's court.
On
they came in their
court.
house and put their feet up, told their wife make them
tell your wife have my pastrami and ride together after this game over with.
Chipotle mayo.
Right,
That's what
exactly.
And I want juice that's freshly squeezed because I don't drink store-bought juice no more. Give me my
and
juice
it need to
that's
be organic fruit.
So Pacers. Let me talk about that one because that one I picked.
They dusting the coach of the year's team off is what they're doing right now.
And I called this series.
Did you?
The 2 teams I don't believe in, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what I called it. So I said I'm out of the series of the 2 teams I don't believe in. I'm going with the Pacers. I called it from before game 1. I said I don't believe in Cleveland. Ain't showed me nothing. They showed me something in the regular season, but they said they ain't showed me nothing since LeBron left.
Nah, they haven't.
And the Pacers have been consistently second round lose.
Yeah.
Look good, and then the second round, and they get exposed. But Tyrese Halliburton has took a step forward to me in his maturation.
Yeah, he has.
This is what his 5th or 6th year, 5th year, I think.
5th year.
He's took a step forward, and he's out there he was voted the most overrated player by the players.
By the players. That's crazy.
And I think he took it personal, and he's showing y'all. He's showing them something. And what do you think about what he's showing them? Because I love it.
He showed them same thing he showed them last night after he hit that game winner. Big cojones. He hit him with the big cojones in Cleveland because they up on Cleveland 2-0 going back to Indiana.
Right.
Because the thing about it, he uses his other teammates like the Pascal Siakams and
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? He got
Naismith. They got Turner, Miles Turner. They got a squad.
They got a squad that is hungry, they scrappy, and they mad because they underrated. They calling them the Hicks from French Lick. Hey, like they Midwesterners.
I just called them the 2 teams I don't believe in. So even I'm underrating them in the way I frame it, the title
everybody is, and I love it.
I love it too. I like to see it. Look, I'm gonna keep you 100. I might don't believe in them, but my thing is you can make me a believer. All you got to do is make me one. And I want to see. I love to see good games. I love to see the underdog show up and be like, look, we finna show up. We finna fight, y'all. We ain't just finna beat us up. So I love it. I love what they doing. I picked them to win this series. And if they win this series in the fashion that they win it, because everybody was like, oh, Cleveland finna blow them out just because they blew out the Heat. And I said, they played against, I said, Giannis them ain't no joke, even though Dame was hurt. But beating Giannis like that says something about this team to me.
They swept them.
Exactly.
They swept. They didn't just beat Milwaukee. They swept them. So their legs just as rested as Cleveland's are.
They was dominant. And so I said, hey, this team looking good. Now, for the series that I picked, I'm just tell you who I picked from the jump. I picked the Pacers. I picked Denver.
Okay.
I picked Golden State, and I
Okay.
picked Boston.
Okay.
So I picked all the teams outside of the Pacers because in that game, no one's won a championship. I picked all the teams that showed me that they can win. So Denver's won before. Golden State has won. Boston has won.
Okay.
So I'm going with the experience and the know-how, champion mentality over the youth and the better record and the the flagrant, the brightness and the stars.
That's what Denver just exposed.
So what you said, what you think about that Denver
series?
just
exposed that because not only did they win and showed their grind and their championship caliber, what they did was they came back. They allowed them to get out there thinking it's all good, it's all over with. And they was like, okay, tortoise in the hair, these fools. Like, I got you. They was sitting there tortoising, meticulously chiseling away, and you watched it unfold.
Yep.
And they should have been, if OKC was cognizant if they had experience, and they would have been cognizant of what was happening to them, they would have taken a page out of the book from earlier from New York over Boston, because New York had just came back on Boston from down 20.
Down 20.
Denver came back on them from down 18.
18, yep. It was 18.
So it's like, this 20. Is the same thing. It's a dub. You down a dub. In the game, you throw the stick to turn the game over. It's restart.
Yep.
But not in the NBA playoffs. Because these are playoffs.
And the champions over there. If the champions on the other side, and that's where you say the experience. OKC, I believe Denver's going to win this series, but if OKC loses this series, it's a learning lesson for them for next year. I think you got to take your bumps and bruises. Everybody like OKC win the championship. I say, hold on. They too young. They got to take steps to win a championship. Boston was there 5 years in a row, losing in the conference finals or in the finals. That's the steps you got to take. You don't really about 7 years in, you learn how to mix your youth with your experience.
Yeah,
and then that's when you're at your prime.
Most experienced players who Caruso.
Yeah, and he got a championship, but he ain't with the Lakers. Remember the bubble. Lakers.
I'm a Laker fan, and I don't even count that championship.
Hey, you got to count that. They said that was the hardest one because wasn't no holes for nobody to go get. They all had to go get Rachel Nichols. They had to run a train on Rachel. They was in Rachel Nichols' rule. Everybody.
They was out there grabbing all the Minnie Mouses and Mickey Mouse character people.
That's crazy.
Wasn't no fans in the stand.
Don't discredit Alex Caruso's championship run with the Lakers.
But he got a ring.
He's the only one. But you're right. The youth is showing itself and the experience in his heart of the champion. With the Golden State, same exact thing.
Oh, my God.
On the road, Minnesota's like, hey, we just took down LeBron. We took down KD last year. We took down Joker the year before. We took down a bunch of people. Steph, you next. You the only one left, as a matter of fact, of the GOATs.
Steph wasn't even on the court the whole game.
And they got whooped. And it was it was handled probably from the middle of the first quarter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or the second quarter. Second
quarter going into the half.
It was double digits to 9 lead. Golden State without Steph. Steph left probably
the end of the first quarter.
End of the first, yeah. So he had 13 points, but the experience was there, and Minnesota came out there. They was horrible. They was like 10% from three.
And that's the biggest problem with the NBA today. Like the other day, I'm watching Boston and New York, right? And this game, Boston is up at this point, like 16 points.
20.
Like up 20. But at this time, they were 12 for 45, and it was the third quarter.
And they still shooting them.
How are you put up damn near 53 pointers? Forget third quarter in an entire game,
bro. They
in an entire game.
They shot 60 out of the 90 shots that they made. I mean, the 90 shots that they shot, 60 of them was 3-point. And that's why the reason why they lost is because they kept shooting it. They was up 20 shooting bad, shooting threes from that percentage, that low percentage, 20% or something like that.
Missed 3-pointers turned into fast break points.
Exactly, but if you go to the hole, you slow the game down. First of all, you go to the hole, you get fouled. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, y'all supposed to go to the hole when it's play. That's what the playoffs for. Y'all shooting step back threes, three. Everybody shooting threes, just breaking them. I think that's why they lost. That's one of the knocks on the NBA today. It's the gift and the curse, obviously. Man. You can come back from 20 points real fast with threes, or you could get down real fast.
Or you can come back on from 20 points from missing threes.
Like live and die by it.
Anthony Ant-Man, right? Edwards, right? Yep. Yes, you made the most three-pointers in the regular season. Playoffs are different, bro.
That's why
you got a total of 7 games to beat a team 4 times.
And they're gonna play, and they're gonna game plan for your first option, second option, third. They're gonna try to make your weaknesses magnified.
Steve Kerr brought Looney in the game.
He brought Looney. He brought a dude that looked like he played with Kareem. His name was Spencer. White dude who was a croquet player or something. Yeah. He came in and shot a jump hook.
That's what I'm saying. Kareem. Like Kareem. Yeah.
I said, what are you
doing? And this is my biggest knock with JJ Redick.
Yeah.
Like
coaching.
You got all these fouls to give sitting on the bench.
And you got
these minutes of breath and
Rudy
air.
Gobert is on the court, so you got to have somebody that's at least close to his size.
At least close.
To foul him, because he ain't no offensive threat like that. But if ain't nobody his size on him, he can get all the putbacks and rebounds and offensive rebound. That was JJ.
But now that's what I'm saying. Now
JJ bad coaching job.
And they put bodies against him that were big enough.
Kerr put everybody in.
He put everybody.
15 people or 12 people played.
He bought people from the G League.
Yeah. Kerr, I liked it. I'd say it shows adaptation on culture. Like, how we going to play this? I've loved it.
But that also helped me understand that what he did in the Olympics was personal.
I agree.
Because he didn't play Jason Tatum, who just came off of a championship, and he didn't play Tyrese Halliburton.
It was personal and BS.
How you got all these? You ain't give them no minutes?
Yeah, it's no way. You're like, it's only 40 minutes.
No minutes.
It's 48 in the NBA. So what, bro?
So
you could
what?
Look, LeBron old, Steph old, Durant old. You could
all
take
of them old and hurt.
They could each take 5 minutes
less,
and you can find 15 minutes for these two dudes to play.
Yes,
in the first quarter or the second quarter or before the halftime, whatever. Anytime you can find it. The fact that you didn't, and we know you're a great coach, so we know that excuse is whack.
It's whack.
Oh, it wasn't enough time.
No, get out of here, bro. It was definitely that lets me know that it was
melanated men that way.
And then like that is another thing. You talk about the bodies with Rudy Gobert. That's where Denver is taking advantage of OKC. Yes, OKC has length. But Chet
is frail.
Chet he's half of Gordon. He's like Snoop Dogg and Baby. Exactly. That's exactly what he looked like. But 7 feet instead of 6 foot. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have any girth down there, and you got Joker and Gordon banging you.
Exactly.
Banging. Pause.
But they work, and
metaphorically, they are banging him down.
Exactly. And they don't even got a coach. They got an interim coach.
Yeah.
I think Joker out there coaching though, bro. Joker out there looking animated.
Have you seen him on the sideline slamming towels?
Yeah, I said, he never done that before. They must have wanted Malone out. They ain't like him for some reason. The players didn't like him because Jamal Murray was hurt until he got fired. Then he back healthy. He was just like how Chelsea Gray was in the Olympics. Like, I'm hurt. I can't play for 2 weeks. Oh, they fired the coach. Hey, I'm back.
Oh, my goodness. I took this serum. I've been drinking my elderberry.
I went to Germany where Kobe went, and I went to Wakanda.
Right. I got some of that vibranium.
But, shout out to that series. The other series is, what's the other series left?
The Warriors. We got Golden State. We did the Nuggets.
Pacers.
We did them all.
Boston.
Oh, yeah, Boston, New York. Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
That's another one,
Big body Brunson. Now, did you see how he had his his marketing together? He had his 3-pointer. Everybody, first of all, I'm glad that they turned that from something else to being a gang sign.
Exactly.
Because
they always try to make it a gang sign with somebody.
But it is a gang. That's why Russell Westbrook started throwing it up, because he swear he from neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? He swear that's like neighborhood. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah, but like, and he's not. He just went to Lusinger. You're not. He just went to Lusinger. But that's in Gardena. Chill out. But it's not a good school. Not it's a dangerous school. It's like Eastside High, but it's not that. Anyway, but like, I love how he had his marketing together, but I love he's living up to the name that the league and the players voted him, Mr. Clutch.
Yes.
He's living up to Mr. Clutch.
He is unbelievable. I'll be watching him like, he got more heart than most everybody on the court every night. Both teams. I'm like, he remind me of a bigger, light-skinned Allen Iverson, but not as athletic. The fact that he's not as athletic is the nod to him too.
Yeah.
Because you would think, if he's athletic, okay, he killing. but he's like the Joker, the black Joker.
He's like the black shorter black Joker. Yeah, he's not that athletic. But
so he make
crafty.
it happen though. He make it happen.
Crafty,
That crossover that he did on my boy, because my boy's gonna be good. Thompson, Amore Thompson. I think his name is. That cross he did to finish him, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was.
But Jalen Brunson is out there. I thought Cat was not going to be a good fit because I think Cat lacks heart, but it looks like Brunson in New York gave him more heart than he had in Minnesota. Because Minnesota don't give you heart, probably because it ain't the same griminess as New York. But Cat, keep doing what you're doing.
It's only been one Cat out of Minnesota that had, I say two, that had heart. Marbury, he's second.
True.
But my number one out of Minnesota, KG.
Yeah, of course.
Only one that ever had heart come out of Minnesota.
And he had to leave because the heart, he still wasn't enough. He was like, man,
so he had to be there.
So shout out to the Knicks for winning game. Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Nobody.
Boston, y'all tricked it off, though. Shooting 63s. If you would have
I want to see the game tonight. What that's going to do.
It's going to be a good game tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight's going to be a good game, y'all. We got the Boston Celtics and the New York again. The Knickerbockers. And we got the who else we got? What's the other
tonight?
team?
It's Oklahoma City and Denver.
City. Yeah, two good games.
Fact, both home teams down 0-1.
0-1. All the games in this second round are good. I hope we all go seven games. I want to see 7. Then I want to see who's really about it in game 7. Everything win or go home, and who not. Because then that's going to bring the
powerful
final
words
4
in sports.
Win or go home.
Game 7.
It's gonna be so far. It's been a great series. I like the underdogs winning.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think it's going to extend the series. Because
it helps my betting. So I'm.
hey, we don't talk about it. If people would have betted the underdogs yesterday,
man,
my boy looked it up. $20 would have got you $1,900.
Yes,
if you'd have bet Pacers win. New York win
on that parlay,
and on the parlay, a 3-leg parlay would have got you $20. Would have got you $1,900. Nobody took it, and we talked about it.
Nobody, baby.
Now
scared for $20.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Man,
scared to take a risk.
That's the last time I was scared to bet like that. It was when Ronda Rousey lost to Katie Holmes. Whatever her name was, Holmes.
The white girl.
Yeah, there was a boxer hit him with the bow. She jabbed her to sleep.
Ronda Rousey ain't been the same since.
She hasn't.
She started acting like fighting.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I'd rather act.
I go to WWE. And oh man, don't get me started on WWE. WWF.
Ronda, she knocked you into act fighting.
Yeah.
You was on the Incredibles or something. She was on the Expendables.
Expendables. She was. First of all, she was on the show 911.
With my girl?
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, with Angela Bassett.
He was on 911.
Shout out to Angela Bassett just for being fine at 70 almost.
I saw her at
you get a shout out for just no reason, reason.
No reason.
Make up a reason.
Courtney B. Fans, respect, brother. You got a cold one on your hands. My man.
But yeah, man, what was we talking about? Okay, we talking about Cat.
Big Cat. Yeah, they talk about not having no heart. That's why they call him Big Cat.
Yeah,
I seen Carl Anthony Towns. But I
watched them get pushed out of the paint they were playing in Houston years back when James Harden and Chris Paul. Chris Paul is like, they say he's 6'1", but he really 5'11". I've seen him. Yeah, 5'11". He pushed Cat out the paint.
Right.
And Cat let him do it, and then just gave up. And then I seen James Harden, who don't play no defense, push Cat out the paint. I said, he ain't it. You can't win with him as the best player. Now, you could probably win with him as the second or third because he's a great second or third great option.
He's going to be a 7-foot three-pointer.
Exactly. I got a theory on dudes like him. I'm not going to say it. I might say it next week. I got to get the courage up to say it because they're all going to be mad at me. The ladies going to be mad at me when I say it, but it's true. I'm just going to observe some more before I say it.
All right.
But,
all right.
So we got great series going on. 2 games tonight. Should be great. I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
What else I got on this doc? Shout out to the Aces. We'll talk about Las Vegas teams now.
Hey, man. If they wouldn't have sold out, I'd have some Asia Wilsons already. I ain't even gonna lie.
Which one? The blue ones or the pink ones?
I want the pink ones. I'm gonna
have
me a Holla at the Homie shirt, the same color with the match.
I seen the blue ones.
I'm gonna wait till October to wear them though, because that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You know what I'm saying? So
I seen the blue ones. I'm not a Nike fan because I'm a Iverson Reebok fan, but they was hard. I ain't mad at you, and I support somebody from the city that's doing something.
And that's the main reason. A black woman, she from the city, and she wear my number 22. Oh, yeah. And that's like one of my crushes too. You know, my 2 A's, Asia and Angel.
So shout out to the Aces for winning We barely won, I think.
Barely.
But it's still a win.
I'm legally playing.
Hey, y'all
barely.
gotta.
All it takes is 1 point.
Hey, I'm an entitled fan when it comes to y'all because y'all.
This
been
still
so
preseason,
good.
ain't it?
No, regular. This real. This regular season.
Oh, it started. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was still
I'm
pre.
entitled when it comes to y'all because y'all been winning. Y'all came in winning.
Yeah.
And now when y'all don't do
When y'all
it,
don't
good,
win,
I be mad.
Yes,
I be
definitely.
acting like a cowgirl fan every year. You're not a cowgirl fan. They throw jerseys, burn them,
Oh, man.
TVs. All
But
that.
Asia
What's wrong
still
with
be getting that MV pistol though.
Hey, but
She
Asia, she a baller.
Hey,
Last year
she's
she
the
showed
truth,
up.
yo.
Everybody else was inconsistent. That was we go for all of y'all. So
I think she's the only player in the league that's got her own statue at her alma mater.
yeah, she the most consistent. Shout out to Asia.
Caitlin gonna get one soon, probably.
More Las
Probably.
Vegas teams, Golden Knights, y'all
They lost in
Y'all got-
OT in a shootout.
It was a
man.
good game. They played.
Oh,
who they
man.
playing?
Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton played good. Golden Knights, y'all scored in the first period, so it's free fries at McDonald's
Yeah.
for people. But hey, y'all, it's a fight. They look like ain't nobody acquiescing to y'all. Like, oh, we gonna acquiesce because they go Knights. Y'all got to go out there and take it. Shout out to y'all though, because y'all
They
brought
came in
championships.
winning too.
Shout out, yep. That's what I'm
They
talking
came in
about.
winning.
The Raiders. We gonna see what y'all do.
Let's see.
I'm hoping that y'all do good. Y'all,
Man,
I like
me
y'all
too.
pick.
Yes.
I like y'all. Tom Brady getting involved, bringing some stability and some
some
coherence
know-how.
exactly to the team. I like y'all getting Geno. I like the coaching.
Yeah, that was definitely
I
a
like
good.
all of what y'all
and
doing.
put Gino back with Carroll.
With Pete
That
Carroll.
with Pete. That was
Yeah.
that was a good look.
That's
Bring Pete back to close to LA,
Yep.
close to California. You know what I mean? Get him closer back to SC area where he can try to get some more little wounds happening. You know, because he still got connections down there in the city. So, but also big shout out to you know what I mean, like to the Aviators. Aviators out there balling. I think
Shout out to Aviators, for
yeah,
sure.
I think they only lost like 3 games this year.
And shout out to UNLV too. Basketball and football. Y'all
Oh,
did
yeah.
good last year.
Oh yeah, football
and
for
just
sure.
some news in. Las Vegas Aces have waived Queen and Harmony. And if
Man.
Harmony the way you spell name, you should have got waived. But they just got waived today. Hey, it's hard out here. We trying to win. You
Yeah.
got to be a winner and you got to have heart.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm waving you too.
Yeah, waving you.
What else I got on here? Let me see. What else we got? We got how many minutes left? Look
About
like
6 minutes. Dougie Fresh, we gone.
Gone.
Oh, you.
What you got?
Oh no, we already talked about Shador. We talked about Coach of the Year.
Coach of the year, yeah.
Yeah, we did. We pretty much covered all the bases today. On what's going on?
We got. All right, so it's some big trade in football.
Oh snap!
Big trade in
Justin
football.
Tucker
Justin
got
Tucker.
released.
Got
Then we
released.
go. Then we go to trade. too.
Yeah, we gonna do both.
Okay.
Justin Tucker got released. All time, probably the leading Raven scorer, probably the leading scorer in football of all time. Kickers, it beat kickers. most
It
of
beat
them
kickers all time,
But
yeah.
it might be him. They said it was football reasons. We don't believe that.
No,
we know the
it's-
accusations
he
that
out there
happened.
D Watson it.
Justin Tucker is a kicker, so he probably 5'4".
Right.
And no women know he a football player. That's what
Right.
that's the one I'm
That's
trying to
the
get
thing.
y'all to understand.
That's the
Football
thing,
players
yeah.
wear helmets
I
and
think
no
he
women
only
know
like
he a
five.
football player.
I think he only like 5'8" though. For real.
Exactly.
Justin Tucker is kind
So
of short.
he was in there doing nasty. He was over there
Trying to get happy ending.
making women feel uncomfortable. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, if you got the money, you don't got to do it that way. But I guess
Man,
the power and the ego makes you be like, oh, I'm gonna do it this way. Just go get you can go down on Fremont,
Man.
Tropicana. They got $40 ones. They'll do
Yeah.
it for free.
You-
I mean, for $40.
You can go in the casino and spend $1,000 on your money on the same thing that was just out there
Or
for
you could
$40 2 days before.
Exactly. Yeah, there's multiple ways to do it other than the nasty way.
What my man Chukwe say in Four Brothers, you don't pay them to do you pay them to leave.
Right.
You know?
He was out there being a nasty boy. Hey, there's a lot of y'all nasty boys out here. I just want to call
Oh,
y'all out
man,
real fast. Stop
yeah.
doing that.
Stop being nasty out here in these streets.
You don't
though.
even have to do that. You can find a woman who you can pay to be what you want her to be. Play hard to get, role play, act like she don't like you,
Hey,
instead of
She
doing
really don't.
Exactly. Right. It's what-
So that's her most convincing role. She really don't like you, so she'll pull that one off with it.
Right.
Fine colors.
Exactly. So stop doing that, all the men, because it's happened too much. We know it's from that. Look, we know. Listen, this is just the reality of things. Sometimes we get into some real reality of things.
Hey.
Men, people who get power, and a lot of men who have power use that power and that money and resource to get their nastiness off.
Yeah,
Stop doing it,
yeah.
or pay somebody so it don't come back on you that you
As
was
nasty. It's transactional.
Exactly.
If it's transactional,
If
it
it's
ain't no
transactional, it ain't no problem.
Ain't no
It's two
problem.
adults consenting.
Hey,
Now the next other trade.
Oh, you talking about Pickens?
Hey,
'Cause he
the
beat-
Cowgirls. I call them the Cowgirls. Y'all already know what it is.
They got a new girl receiver. No,
They got a new. Hey,
No,
listen,
they
I'm gonna tell you my
Pickens out
thoughts
there,
on this
too.
because my thoughts ain't like everybody was happy. Hey, yeah, wait, we got two.
No.
This is my thoughts. All right, there's CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They're both diva-ish. Diva-ish.
Diva-esque attitude.
You got Dak Prescott, who's light skinned, and two diva wide receivers. So if one don't get the ball enough, guess what's going to happen? Bad body language. Say something in the media. Why do y'all think that Michael Tomlin is getting rid of old boy?
Because he tried to defend him for the longest. He tried, man.
And y'all Cowboys, just like Cowboy fashion, gonna come take on the
problem
took
child.
Trey Lance from us and then saw what it was. Y'all gonna take on the problem child. Then this is what y'all gonna do is depress and stress Dak out.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to win more than 7 games still. And then you're going to be looking like, no, y'all took on somebody who's a diva. You don't need to do
Wasn't T.O. a Cowboy for a minute?
He was. And he said he loved his quarterback. It was Tony Romo, his quarterback back then. Look, that's my quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cowboys, y'all think it's a good trade? I don't. This is how I feel. Tell me what you do real fast.
Okay.
I don't value wide receiver. I think wide receivers are the least impactful skill position.
Yes.
Least impactful. So that means you don't need them to win Super Bowls.
You don't.
You can lose them number ones and win Super Bowls like Kansas City or whoever just won the Super Bowl this year. Even though they had a top number one receiver, but he didn't ball out. It was more
A.J. Brown did not ball out.
So they're in their divas. So then you pay them a lot. So you pay me a lot. I'm not that impactful and I'm a diva. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
And I say that too. I think they need to value the running back more than they value the receiver.
Facts.
Because outside the quarterback, the running back has the second most impact. Because the quarterback touches the ball every play, but a running back, once he touches it, is nobody else's responsibility to get him open per se.
He gotta
like
do
the line, the line. I love them. Got to
thing.
have a line, but you got some running backs like Barry Sanders who never had a line and still gave you 2,000.
And running backs like Derrick Henry, where they know he's giving them the ball,
right?
And he's still gonna get 2,000.
12 in the box.
Exactly. So I agree 100%, and that's not just because I play running back,
Right,
but I
me too.
believe running backs are more impactful to the game, to winning championships. If you want to look good, then get Jamar Chase and see what the Bengals did last year, but they didn't even make the playoffs.
Right, they did all.
But guess who won? The one who had the 2,000-yard rushing yard running back, or something like that.
Yeah, so, too great.
I agree with you. You agree with me. It was a great time. Great having you here, bro.
Appreciate you.
Gonna come on. We gonna invite you more often.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I like you.
Especially talking sports. I'm such a guy's guy.
All right, so we've been to head out of here. Give them your name. It's Q Mecca 2 Text Up.
And I'm 360 the Poet, THAPOET.
Always remember, the only thing we need more of is more love, y'all. No hate, more love. And even when I'm talking hateful, it's in love. It's from a place of love. It ain't even personal. I love everybody, like Stephen A. said.
It's the yang to the yin, baby.
We out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in to us. Undrafted All-Stars, way bigger than sports. Suge and C4 will be back when they finish with whenever they finish with. Until then, it might be me and 360 for the rest of the year. Nah, I'm just joking.
They be back like a Tupac tag.
Peace, y'all.
In a minute.